ladies. Hope the lighting is good. I wanted to come on and show just one of the things I got myself for the holidays was a planner. And I always get a planner, but I'm hoping that this one will keep me engaged and I'll be able to work the full year with it. But I wanted to show it to you all because I think it's a very beautiful planner. It's by Amy Cesari, and she's on YouTube, so I'll find her channel and I'll link it below. And I'll also link her shop as well where you can find this planner. So we'll go through it a little bit together because I find it to be really nice, beautifully illustrated. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the planner with you guys to see if it might be something that you could be interested in. But then also too, it's nice to have somebody sitting with me as I plan. Let me turn the light up a little bit. Sorry about the glare on it, but once we get into the pages, you won't see it. I have my tea beside me. This is the Bali Bliss from Magic Hour. And I have my pens as well. I have two decks today. So I have the Untamed Elemental Oracle, which is a very beautiful oracle. It's underrated in my opinion. I don't see too many people talking about this one. So I'm going to pull a card for the overall month, what my focus should be on. So this is going to be kind of the energies that I need to focus on for the month. And if you all are watching, maybe, you'll find something in it as well. So I'll pull one card on it for the full month, and I'll read the description out of the booklet and then out of the guidebook. And then I have my Spirit Animal Oracle, and we're going to follow the prompts. We're going to look at the prompts, and we're going to use this for those prompts. And these are the two decks that I'm going to work with the full year when it comes to me working with this magical planner. So I'm really trying to get myself together. I'm getting older, and I just started a new career. I've been teaching so far for 3 years. I taught elementary, third and fourth, and now I'm the middle school level teaching. I'm history major, and I'm actually teaching 7th grade history. But I'm kind of wondering where I see myself. And so I'm not the only one. I know some of you all that might be listening, you might be at a crossroads as well when it comes to your careers and your lives and what are you thinking about. But I'm also thinking about the work that I'm doing here with this channel, me going forward with this. Is there a future in it for me? Or even me just looking at it as not as a future, but just as a place that I can come in to just enjoy myself, give the readings, because that's what I've been called to do, but also put other things on here that I find interesting and fun. So this will be a safe space, not only for me. I want it to be a safe space for me, but for you all as well if you come here, okay? So I'll have different things on here. This is one of them. I have a couple other, of course, I have the decks where I do deck reviews on here as well. That's another thing too, going into the next 4 months, no to low spend or low to no spend. I would love to do a no spend for the next 4 months and just do essentials. I'm cutting back on frivolous things or just getting too many things. You don't need a lot of things. And even when it comes to my work with my decks, I'm finding that I know what I love now. I know what I like. And so it's no use in getting a whole bunch of other things and having shelves and shelves of decks that I won't ever touch and won't ever pull out, and I won't get a chance to utilize the energy of those decks because really they don't call for me. That's another video that I'm going to put up too. Some of the decks that I have that are moving out and moving on. And going forward when it comes to these type of purchases, I'm really going to it's just going to be slow and sure. Slow and sure. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to... All right, so let's see. Open up the pages, and I'm going to go through it so you all can take a look at it as well. Beautiful illustrations here. And this is what I want to work on with the prompts. It says, I solemnly swear that I'll make the most of this magical year. And this is just pull tarot cards, rune stones, write your own words of wisdom for each month of the year. Contemplate them at the beginning of the year or do month by month as a look ahead or as a reflection on what is past. So I'm planning on doing a month by month. So we have the different months here represented by animals. So this particular book, I think she does, well, I know she does different themes per year. This one is focusing on animals, animal magic. So for January, we have the owl. So the prompt is, where is the magic in your shadow? So that's what I'm going to pull today. I'm going to pull 2 cards based on my shadow. And then for February, the cat, how can you balance curiosity and comfort? March. With the rabbit, which sparks you to take action. April, rat, will remind you that you are capable. May, goat, how do you unlock your power and strength? And so on and so forth. And so each month I plan to come here and pull 2 cards for the animal. And then here we have just a little hail welcome to your magical 2025. Wield that power, that magic is yours, or the magic is yours. And just a little bit about magic and connecting to the animal archetypes. Tips on how to use the planner, goals, plans, and intentions, and about this book. And I'm not going to read all this, but just so you all can kind of see some of the stuff that's inside the book here. So how to use animal magic. So help, donate, or volunteer to help animals in to preserve their habitats. Observe. One thing that I've always done that I need to get better about, I'm kind of fallen off in the last few months, is I feed the birds. I have a bird feeder, and normally I'll have seed out there for them, and that's a way to connect and also to give as well. But journey, craft, embody, decorate, grow, symbolize, notice. I don't see feed in here, but that's also one of the ways that you can connect with them. All right. I'll read a little bit. It says, how do you use animal magic? You can feel it and use it simply by witnessing the energy and wisdom that animals embody. The animals you encounter in daily life, a scampering squirrel, a buzzing bee, or a cozy cat, are not mere coincidences. They are whispers of magic and intuition, reminding you of your connection to your inner wisdom and the power of natural magic that are around you, all around you. All right. So we have some animal symbols and magical creatures. So birds, I tend to use a lot of, or look for a lot of bird magic, bird energy. So birds represent spirit, life, and freedom. Many believe that birds can embody the spirits of deceased loved ones, and so I look at them as messengers as well. I also watch their movements in the sky, the raptors. I like to watch them in flight, and I take a lot of messages from their movements. And then the idea of that patience, that peace of waiting for that prey to be revealed and then swooping down when the time is right. That's always a message that I take from them. Frogs and toads symbolize magic and transformation. Butterflies, immortality of spirit, of course, transformation with butterflies as well. Um, but beautiful book, beautiful book. Now pause just a little bit so you can see some of the illustrations. It's a cute little raccoon. All right, so on this page it says your animal magic. Animal magic is unique to you, where you live and what you experience. Write down what animals you see this year and what they mean to you. So I might come back to this and put a little bit on this, a little bit month to month. We also have common herbs and witches plants. So we have ones for energy clearing, vision and intuition, love, protection, witch power, spirituality. And so if you watch my channel enough, you know I've talked about making teas, oils, baths, and I do a lot of readings with cards that work with herbal energy. To me, some of them are most powerful healers, our original healers. Um, this is a fantastic reference, a quick reference here. All right, so we have Crystal Magic, another one of my loves. Clearing and releasing, anti-anxiety, vision and intuition, creativity, manifestation and love. And then, of course, when we're thinking about love, we want to think about self-love as well. Days of the week. The days of the week correspond to ancient planetary symbolism and energy. And then we have the hours of the day. So this is nice too. This is if you're interested in this is for spell casting. So the best days for certain spells. So they have Sunday, the sun with yellow, cast spells of success, friendship, and harmony. And then the hours of the day. So if you're interested in something like that. I don't really get into a lot of spell casting. That's not my thing, but I do do offerings for my ancestors and to Mother Earth. So I do offerings instead. The moon and the seasons. So we have the wheel of the year and the phase of the moon. Secrets of moon magic. Right, so we have it says your feelings are the secret sauce to make real magic happen. Combine actions, things you do, intentions, as feelings, intentions, also known as feelings or emotions, as well as powers outside of yourself, such as the moon and nature. And I'm not going to read all of it just because you might want to get this yourself and of course this is a creative work. So we have the moon signs here, the elements, right? And then we have the zodiac here as well. Spell casting basics for those who are interested in that. So how to plan and prepare, cast a circle and call the quarters, how to cast a circle and how to ground and center. Invoke deities or creative source, raising energies. All right, so your magical vision and plans for this year. Remember that plans almost always change. And spoiler alert, you can't control anything, but you can influence change and make all sorts of things better for yourself and for the world. You matter and your magic and energy matters. So who do you want to be this year? What do you want this year to feel like? And so I'll probably go back in and put some things in. All right. So this is nice. So we have a calendar. And so this is where we're going to start. So we have January and the magic of the owl. Owl is a messenger sharing the secrets of of magic and spirit. The owl knows the power in your shadows. Ask owl how you can reveal your hidden power. So that's what we're going to do today. So this month, full moon in Cancer, January. So we have, oh, this is wonderful. So we have the full moon. When the sun enters Aquarius, the new moon in Aquarius, and Uranus retrograde ends January 30th. And so let's see. So this is probably where I'll put my notes on my cards that I pulled today. It's really nice. And then, also I have 2 pages here. So we'll see. Maybe I'll put the, let's see. So maybe I'll put the overall energy here that I'll pull from the Untamed Elemental, that card, and then this card, I'll put I'll pull 2 cards for the prompt, which is dealing with the shadow today. But this is nice because we have learning Owl's magic, reveal the power of your shadows. And so she has a little write-up about that. How to work with the owl energy here. Some of the herbs, the crystals we can use. Of course, we're working with the owl at nighttime. We're dealing with the shadow as well. And then we go into the calendar, okay? And so this is really nice because we have a space to set our intentions right here at the top, little place for our notes, and then, of course, we can fill everything in. And this is more space for detailed notes. This is fantastic. And then we move into the next month with oh, this is nice. Let's see here really quickly. All right, so this is nice. So we get the presence of other animals as well because this one doesn't have a prompt for either of the months. The crocodile. So that's going to be a little treat to look forward to seeing some of the other animals that'll be presented in the book. All right, so let's just do a couple of card pulls. And then I'm going to go in and fill in. So let's get the theme for the overall month. All right. Thank you, Most High, for another year. Looking forward to moving into the new year, moving in 2025. Praying for peace, praying for abundance, praying for healing, praying for love. All those beautiful and wonderful things that I know that we all can be blessed with. What magic and message do you have as a theme for January? What should I meditate on for January, the beginning of the year? What energy do you have for me and do you have for us? If you're watching, the message for me is a message for you. So let's see. This deck is pretty talkative. Let's see here. I just want one. I'll take that one because it flipped out as soon as I said I just want one. All right, so I'm going to flip it over. So we have the rose. All right, so that's beautiful. Let's do a quick read. Make sure it's in frame. And let's see. The rose should be with the earth energy, I think. Yes. And so I'm going to... Only thing I don't like about this deck is the book really isn't, it's the quality of the book isn't that great. The cards are kind of a matte with a sheen. They're cardboardy. I don't believe there's any core in them, but they are stiffer than most. So I don't feel like I wouldn't riffle shuffle them, but overhand shuffling is fine. All right, so undefended heart. Her delicate scent is a microcosm. It contains notes of the celestial bodies that have lent her their wisdom, so that she may align herself with universal love. Between her golden center and thorns is a story of both praise and protection. She is a pristine flower of angelic adoration, and is also endowed with the ability to draw blood from a mindless approacher. She is rose, a potent aid for harmonizing the heart. Rose requires both shadow and light to do her work. Her medicine is strongest beneath a full moon. She speaks of love. Within her realm, nothing else exists. The earth journey is filled with joys and sorrows, and Rose asks you to draw upon her magic to live with an undefended heart. Take care to keep your heart center washed clean, so that it doesn't close down from the exhaustion of being overburdened. Rose radiates purity and connection, your entirety to the present moment, to her beloved garden, where you will return to harmony and balance. Communing with Rose is a powerful way to maintain the I don't know that word, guys. Alacrity of her heart through the ups and downs. So balanced, keep emotional intelligence open-hearted. Imbalanced, block feelings, heady and bitter. To bring into balance, shift into your higher mind, validate your authentic feelings. When I come across a word that I don't know, guys, if I don't know it, I do not know it. Hold on. Alacrity. I certainly will be looking that one up as soon as we finish. All right, so that's a beautiful energy, and that's that's how I always try to remain. I try to keep my heart open. I talk about that a lot on the channel because, That's how you receive those messages from spirit. That's how your intuition flows through a having an open heart space or a trusting heart space. As soon as you start to close it down, you're no longer in touch with yourself, and you're definitely not in touch with the world around you. So it's not easy to do, and so that's the focus for January. My job is extremely demanding, and I deal with so many different characters. And we think about them as children, but they can be extremely challenging. Some of them are kind, but some of them have already learned how to be very mean. And so that's one of those things too when it comes to working with youth, is loving them even though they say some of the meanest things, or not taking it personal when they do things that I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even think to do some of the things they do or say the things that they say. But I go there with love in my heart anyway. But I am finding that, is this particular type of work sustainable for my spirit? And that's where I'm at this year. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. But even in dealing with, with the youth and being in situations where rough days, I still try to maintain an open heart. So we have the energy of the rose there. And so I probably won't write on camera. I'll probably take some time to write when I get off, and that way I can kind of ponder a little bit more. But I want to pull two cards as we're thinking about the shadow. Let's see how my shadow can be helpful. Or let's see, what was the exact prompt? Where is the magic in your shadow? All right, so where is the magic in my shadow? And so, guys, you don't have to have a fancy journal to do something like this. I got it because it was pretty, and sometimes we just like pretty things. But in reality, if you have a blank composition notebook, a blank notebook, and you have one set of cards, you can do the same thing with this. I'm just here with you all today, just kind of showing you how I want to kind of go about the year. Hopefully, me doing a video about this I can hold myself accountable, saying that I'm going to stick with it. Because I love journals, but I don't finish them all the time. And I love planners, and I start them, and then I don't finish them. So this is my goal, to finish it for this year. I'll be 45 this year, and so this is a big deal for me. And so I just want to get more dedicated to setting those intentions and goals for myself and really following through with them. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about the shadow. When we're thinking about the owl, where's the magic in my shadow, spirit? Where's the magic in my shadow? As we head into the new year, 2025, how will my shadow serve me, not only in January, but as we move forward? Let me get two cards, spirit. Thank you. That rose too is also for me caring for and loving myself more, slowing down more as well, with that self-love piece with the rose energy. All right, so we have transformation. All right, so if we're thinking about that as a shadow energy, maybe fear of transformation. I don't know if I do too much dealing in fear, but there is sometimes a belief that I would love to transform. I love the ideas of transforming, but maybe releasing control of the transformation, right? Releasing control of the transformation and allowing allowing the magic to work itself out, not knowing every single detail of how things are going to come about, and allowing things to fall into place based on when they're supposed to fall into place. So slowing down with the energy of the rose, allowing that heart space to open up, and being trusting in transformation. Being trusting in transformation. And that's the thing about transformation. It all seems fun and games if you have control over it, or if you know exactly where you're going or know exactly how things are transforming in front of you. You can kind of see it. But delighting in the mystery of it, maybe that's it with the shadow. Let me get another. So already, self-love, self-care, remaining open, keeping my heart open. So I have a feeling that January is going to be a different type of month where things might not be as sweet as I want them to be. The rose is here reminding me of the sweetness, but it also reminds me of the thorns too. So even within the thorns of the rose, transformation is happening. So the shadow side is not seeing the transformation too, or not believing that the transformation is happening. But Spirit is saying it's happening right before my eyes, but maybe I don't see it. All right, so let's see. How can my shadow what's the magic in my shadow? What's the magic? Singing your own song. This is an interesting one for me too. This is a shadow for me as well. It's the idea that I'm not heard, or the idea of what I'm saying makes no difference. That's not my, I mean, that shadow can belong to a lot of different people. So the shadow that transformation is not happening, or the belief that transformation is not happening, or that idea underlining that things won't transform, in a timely manner, or won't transform at all. Things will remain stagnant, hangman energy. And then the idea that my voice isn't heard, or that it's stifled, or that what I'm saying doesn't matter. And this comes into play not only just maybe with the spiritual work that I do here, but in the classroom as well. Some of the things we've talked about, like we've been 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, the Reconstruction Amendments, we've gone over those in the classroom. I've talked about them over and over again. The 13th Amendment is the abolishment of slavery. It's one of the most important Reconstruction Amendments, okay? And so, I teach 2 honors classes. Those classes they do talk, but the majority of them, they have an understanding of what I'm talking about. It's not just about the lecture, it's also about them engaging and being able to have dialogue. We can have dialogue together as a class. But then I have some classes that come in, they don't really understand the importance of being there, which is something that we need to start thinking about going forward as parents and as educators, as people, as human beings, that the youth are becoming less engaged with, and not just youth, adults too, with truth, with ideas, with critical thinking, with utilizing the brain, the gift that comes with having a working mind. They don't see the importance in that. They don't understand the freedom of that. And even me teaching history, I'm like, guys, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be in these spaces when we think about Jim Crow or segregation. It's an honor to be in these spaces together, studying and learning together. This wasn't always the case. It's an honor to be able to open a book. If your ancestors were enslaved and they were told that they couldn't learn how to read and write. And I relay these messages to them, but they don't really have an understanding of it at all, really. And as we move further and further away from them having any sense of understanding of history and the importance of honoring and the importance of looking at those that came before us, the more detached they come, the more flighty they become. My feet are firmly on the ground based on who I am, based on my mother, based on my grandmother, grandfather, my stepfather as well, based on the lessons that I heard, and based on the fact that I was a listener, desiring to know more. And I just don't know about the youth now. And so when I sit up there and I talk to them about the 13th, 14th, I had to give them a pop quiz right before the break. The majority of them didn't know anything that I was talking about. They had an idea of it. They knew that it related to something dealing with, slavery. They understood that bits and pieces had to do with the Civil War. They understood, that it had to do a little bit with, unfair treatment. But they're not able to put the pieces together to form a full coherent story. And that's where I'm at as an educator, but that's also where I'm at as a human being. Because we're finding ourselves in a world where we're dealing with adults who have no attachment to anything other than frivolousness. They don't have their feet firmly planted on anything, and so talking to people like that, it means nothing because they're not listening to you. And to be quite honest, I don't even know if they would be able to understand if they were listening. That's where we are right now, where ignorance truly is bliss, and where that has become more of a, not calling card, but more of a goal than true intelligence. The idea of critical thinking, now that's frowned upon by those who want you to be sheep, of course. It's frowned upon to think that systems aren't right, or to question systems, question ideas, question motives, question those things. And because it's wrong, and because society doesn't want that anymore, because it's not helpful for the systems that have been put in place, they ease those things out when it comes to the educational system. We can't teach but so much. We have to, be careful of how we share things with the students. We don't want them to know too much. And even scrubbing things out of the history books, acting like things didn't exist, recreating, revisioning, revised history, that idea. Those things are dangerous, man. They're so dangerous. And I talk to my class about those type of things, and they listen. They say, Miss Peterson, and you all have heard me say it, no more lectures, but I'm concerned. It's like, if I don't tell them, who's going to tell them? I don't want it to be too late. My eyes are watering up thinking about it. I come from a household where we talked, and if the adults were talking, I was listening, and I was privileged enough, not in a financial way, because that was not the case. We didn't have money. But I was privileged enough to have adults that talked about the world, history, freedom, culture, pride, those things. And I grew up and I was different. And I stood out. And as a child, it was maybe a little bit harder, but I'm so thankful for it. But now we live in a world where everybody wants to blend in. They want to walk the same path. They want to look the same way. They want to think the same. That's scary to me. On the bottom, we have be generous of spirit, sharing myself with others. That's a part of it as well, with the shadow, holding myself back, hiding out, not being seen. The hermit energy in the shadow, what would it be, Not coming out of the cave, not turning the light on for himself or for others, right? So these could be things that you're working on as well if you're watching me today. And the chameleon spirit, act as if. That's interesting. I like that energy here. Act as if what? Act as if the transformation is already occurring. Act as if the words that I'm saying matter to someone. And if anything, they matter to me, right? Act as if the children that I'm teaching feel the love that I have in my heart for them, that it radiates. I receive hugs, even the ones that say they don't necessarily care for history, but they love me. They love me as a teacher. And so I'm thankful for that. So act as if maybe they don't understand every part of it, but they understand the basic part of it, which is the love, peace. Loving somebody unconditionally, loving them unconditionally. Act as if the abundance has already occurred. All right, so what I'm gonna do after this, I brought my pens up here, but I probably will turn the camera off because I'm gonna spend some time on my writing some of the things that I thought about today, talking with you. So this has been beautiful for me as well, because sometimes it's great for me to talk out loud and to talk with you all, because I'm able to allow the messages to flow. I actually go back and watch my readings because I receive messages from them. They're healing for me. I do encourage you, if you all are here with me now, to please go back and look at some of the readings. You know, I'm not the type of reader to talk about flowery things. I'm not going to tell you that your ex is coming back. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to get a windfall. Prayerfully, you all will receive a windfall. I might tell you the windfall will be spiritual. So I realized that the lure of being here isn't the same as it would be somewhere else. But the ones who find their way here to me, thank you. It's a very special place. It's a very safe place. I hope to keep it that way. I hope to maintain and keep love in my heart. I never come on here with any malintention. I remain humble. I don't know it all. I never will. I never will, you know? And that's a beautiful thing. But I come here with truthfulness in my heart. I come here with a desire to help all that I can. And it's not just me, it's my ancestors, it's those who sit here with me spiritually. It's me relaying messages from them as well. And so we'll see. We'll see. But all right, that's it. Just a quick video today. All right, take care. Peace.